the 14th of this month.
Okay.
We were supposed to be in court.
Okay.
Where I would have had that with me to hand right to the judge.
Okay. So.
Do we agree on that?
Yeah, this is Ken Collins's case flow request and request for damages or a hearing on damages, right? With respect to a mold case of litigation malfeasance, no? And basically contempt of court for accounting fraud and other related problems because of unscrupulous attorneys, correct?
Yes, and failure to give me the whole package of everything of mine.
Provided defense, right? Provide a remedy to your solution, right? A solution to your problem, right?
Yes, well, all the paperwork that he had on this case.
And then have him turn on you when he realized that he was liable for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I think we covered it. Rock and roll, go.
Okay, before you start recording, this is what I would like to say.
We're a minute in, so I can edit it. Don't worry, go.
All right, because I know I'm going to screw up because I'm going to start getting mad. So you know that, because I am very upset about what this person has done to me.
Right, rightfully so.
Should I go all the way back to May when he was hired of 2019?
No, you're going to keep it to a page, right?
Yep.
Then don't worry.
But I do want to talk about the letters that were sent to him, and he was supposed to answer for the FPCA, and he never did. I was also served improperly.
Well, that's kind of moot considering that the guy sabotaged.
That's going to come out. That's going to come out in the hearing anyway, John.
Yeah, but the guy sabotaged your life and business because of his own personal,
vendetta.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Just to let you know, so you can put that in there, and I had sent you those papers. This case was pushed all the way to the beginning. It is still in pre-judgment remedy mode.
Mm-hmm.
The items that all say yes on my case.
Mm-hmm.
I have a right to answer them. Mr. Robinson accused me of running my company at my house.
And there's a problem with discovery. And there's a problem with you getting your own file back that you fully paid for.
Yes.
And a lot of this would prove your case.
Correct.
Okay, good. I think you need to get into the judge has been requesting what a reasonable person would expect to solve this entire situation. And we're at the point where we're going to ask for what?
$3.6 million.
Okay, which is loss of wages. What else?
Okay, well, you know, we already got the copy of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we got the numbers on there.
Right.
Without me messing up, at this point in time, I have been drained of my cash.
Right. And insurance.
I have medical issues that have to be taken care of.
And the causation is the malfeasance.
Correct.
Okay.
The problem with my jaw.
Yep.
Problem with my teeth falling out.
Yep.
That is not covered under insurance.
Right.
It will be a very easily $50,000 bill.
No, more than that. when that,
Yeah, because I'm going to have to be operated because after that they have to go down in my esophagus into my lungs and all of that.
right, okay. Well, now, 1 minute, is not a long time to describe, what the judge is asking for, which is, hey, Ken, give us what you think you're owed.
Oh, okay. So, because of the results of the case, I should be paid 3 years rent on the building,
Or
which I paid
Right.
for.
Right. Reimbursement.
Reimbursement, which I paid for anyway.
The bill of the lawyer.
The bill of the lawyer, which is approximately $58,000 plus what he's trying to get out of me now, which was already paid anyway.
Right. Are you seeking emotional distress and all these things?
Yes, I am seeking emotional distress. The 2 letters that I had sent to you that were stamped by RTK, Pete Shannon, who is a witness, who is
Which is hold on, reimbursement of what he was supposed to do. I mean, did he ever contact the town attorney? Did he ever contact the health department? Did he contact all these?
No, Mr. Robinson never contacted the town first selectman. That's what you're supposed to do. That's according to town charter.
Mm-hmm.
He never contacted Derek Donnelly, the town attorney for Suffield.
Mm-hmm.
He had all my insurance paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
He had all the certificates of liability. He knew that I had insurance. He very well knew that they had insurance also. He was in full contact with all that paperwork. I had lost my liability insurance back in December of 2019. Late 2019, I received a letter from my insurance company that my insurance was not going to be able to be renewed because of the status of the mold conditions in your office and throughout all the offices in the building. And at that point in time, once that insurance lapsed on March of 2020 at 12 midnight, before that, I had also filed a claim for COVID, which the insurance told me that, they wouldn't cover that because it's a pandemic, but they could take care of that.
It would be covered normally, is my understanding.
Yes. So, that insurance policy value right there, the full value of that insurance policy was $2 million because I was required to have $2 million of liability insurance on all my equipment inside the building and all my stuff inside the building.
Right.
All the money that I paid to RTK Environmental.
How much was that?
Out of my own pocket. That was not paid for by Dale Robinson. That's a breach of his contract. That was approximately $8,000. All the money I paid out of my own pocket to TM Engineering and Forensics. That was approximately $4,000. Mr. Robinson had accused me of failure to cooperate with him on this case. Every ounce of paperwork that was provided to him in this whole case was all done by me, not him.
Plagiarism?
Plagiarism, plagiarism fact. The letter he wrote.
Did he breach the attorney-client privilege?
Yes, he did breach the attorney-client privilege.
Did he violate HIPAA?
Yes, he did violate HIPAA.
I
never signed the actual blue paperwork with him where he could be discussing with anyone anything to do with medical records. He never had the full medical records, but he had the medical records.
What can you say about the disease? What can you say about the disease and the cause of action?
The disease itself, I was diagnosed with brain fart. Wish Pete was here. Excuse me. I was diagnosed with occupational mold.
From a roof leak from 2016, never fixed.
From a roof leak from January 1st, 2018. January 1st, 2018.
I thought you got a judgment ordering the fixing of the roof. So it's a breach of a court order.
Yes, I did, from the health department, and I have that. And the landlord was supposed to do all of that and remediation from a professional mediator, from a professional remediation company, and also have the roof fixed correctly. The bill that they showed in court, which was a false bill, was approximately $5,000 to fix the roof, and that is totally false, because the person that did that was never told by the landlord that the roof itself was written up by the health department, Bill Safradis, that the roof had to be fixed.
What did the town attorney say?
The building department, Ted Flanders, was over the building a couple of times. Ted Flanders, who is the head of the building department in Suffield, is the gentleman that contacted the health department and had Bill Safradis come in. There were meetings with Ted Flanders and myself and with Mr. Pete Shannon from RTK Environmental, who had done testing and diagnosed it. There was water fill up in the insulation above the office that just stayed there and continued growing mold because the roof was not fixed. Usually when there are roof leaks in a building, and I want to make note of this, this is a commercial building. This is a commercial lease. If the landlord comes into my building, or anybody, because it's commercial, under 47A11, the Vicar rule, my lease all the stuff that was in my lease agreement is all null and void because it's not a house. It is a commercial building.
Did this affect your business?
It affected my business big time.
What was your gross annual sales?
Gross annual sales over the time when I had to tell my customers that I could no longer be operational, and I had announced to them even in the past about the conditions in the
What is the gross annual revenue in 2017-18?
Gross annual revenue with the projects I was working on, and I ended up losing those contracts. I would have received a 3-year contract for approximately $5 million.
So even if you took a haircut, you would expect that the gross revenue would be 3.6 million, which is you're underestimating your losses based on the cost of goods sold and the market and the markup on the product, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm just doing that as approximation.
Is this what a reasonable person would assume? The numbers
Yes.
you're asking for? Okay. So the question is, how much culpability does he have given that he has turned the tide on you, sued you as a plaintiff? You're the defendant. You've maintained that you're current with your payments, if not ahead, because of the double billing. And then you say to him, excuse me, but in what right does my own attorney, who never did his job he was hired, have the right to turn around with his obvious conflict of interest, right?
Yes.
And virtually had two masters. In other words, if you're the client, he's the attorney, who is he working for? That's my question.
Well, at this point in time, Joel DeFelice, who is the managing partner.
Right. Who's also involved in the
money laundering.
Philandering.
Mm-hmm.
And now you hope that you can get a remedy from the prejudgment, right?
Yes.
And now the fact that they moved from the civil court to the criminal court leads you to believe that the judge might be on your side. And in all fairness, you'd like to compliment the judge on his acumen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. We have a judge who can see the light, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're hoping that, in all fairness, you're just made whole.
Correct.
Okay. Any other comment you want to add?
At this point in time, Mr. Robinson has a lien on my house.
Which he has no right to.
He has no right to. Mr. Robinson, Mata Robinson and DeFelice is not a bank. Mata Robinson and DeFelice do not hold the mortgage on my house.
Is he saying he's a debt collector when he's not?
He is not a debt collector. He has also said that under federal law that he has the right to collect a debt.
Hold on. Who's indebted? Who's indebted to who at this point?
What do you mean by indebted?
Who owes a duty to the other party that reneged? Did Marta Robinson retain you?
What do you mean retain me?
did Marta Robinson retain your business and yourself as the primary fiduciary to you hired him to do what?
I hired Marta Robinson and Marta Robinson, Dale Robinson, to get me out of that building as soon as possible in 2019. He should have immediately...
He was supposed to secure your business and its ability to operate, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what happened? Total disaster, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a breach of contract here, right?
Yes, both his contracts.
Okay, so what was this double billing versus the different payment cycles and the clawing back of fees paid from one time to another, like
the first part of the case, okay, he was dragging his feet as time went on. Any normal person, normal attorney would have immediately not had contact with the landlord's lawyer. I would have just hung the phone up on him. He should have immediately went to housing court. Okay?
Right, so he reneged on his duty to the health department, the fire marshal, the insurance companies. What else?
He didn't go. He should have went to the court, to housing court. So,
Hey, and by the way, did you obtain a favorable judgment that he misled the court on?
What do you mean by that, John?
Did he mislead the court with respect to the document placed in the legal newspaper?
Yes, he did. And he placed that, and what he did...
Be specific. What did he do?
He placed an article in the Tribune.
Law Tribune?
Connecticut Law Tribune, stating that I lost the case and he won, which the judge did not rule on yet. He forged the judge's signature.
What? Forgery?
On the paperwork, yes, that is not Judge Gordon's signature.
He forged the judge's signature?
Correct.
Holy shit. We can edit whatever we want, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Wow, that is unheard of.
Totally unheard of.
So why isn't he in jail?
He constantly attacked me on a monthly basis with debt collection letters as this case was going on, which he shouldn't have.
Are you, let me ask, are you a disabled person?
Yes. The damages that have been done to me, which I had discussed with you.
Was he instrumental in causing the damage?
Yes, he was brutal. He bullied me. He threatened me.
And you were his client at the time.
I was his client, yes.
Well, I hope you, in the future, plan a grievance. But more than that, are you asking for triple damages due to some kind of racketeering? Can you describe the racketeering?
Yes, I can.
Go ahead.
On March 12th,
2022.
No, scratch that. On in December of 2019,
Mm-hmm.
I received a registered letter from Dale Robinson that he was closing out the case and that I needed to go to a new lawyer. And
So he attempted to withdraw from you?
Yes.
Okay.
He also served me with a constable at my house. He has already testified under oath that he didn't do that, and it doesn't matter because I paid him for it. And at that point in time, he should have gave me all my paperwork back. Instead, he did sue me, and that was going into 2020 when COVID was around. All the courts were closed down and everything. I had received the insurance letter late December 2019 going into 2020 that I was losing the insurance and it would only be held up until March 31st, 2020 at 12 p.m. is when the insurance would be expiring. Yes, I have it right here. Policy number 504 0906 03/30/2020 at 12:01 a.m. local time. The reason for non-renewal: company request, exposure change, condition of insured's property, possible mold concerns, which they were totally aware of because all that stuff had been sent to the insurance company, but they had known that the landlord never contacted them and disobeyed the order from the Connecticut Health Department to do remediation. Fix the roof first and do remediation.
Mm-hmm.
That never took place.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to bring up a document here. Just, this is meant for the transcript, but when you look at the document of the bill, right?
Yes.
It's not working. It's not working, so. I was going to show one of the Marta Robinson bills where DeFelice kept coming in and making, a few $100s every here and there, and you had no contact with the guy, which is pretty odd.
Mm-hmm. Joe DeFelice never contacted me, never asked me about this case, but yet when we were in the first hearing in their office, which was videoed from the Hartford Housing Court back in 2021,
Mm-hmm.
Cassandra was sitting at the computer explaining it to me how to run it. Joe DeFelice was sitting next to her, and I had made the comment right out loud that this disease is terrible. I have been diagnosed with this, and it didn't seem to faze him at any point, any way, shape, or form, which any normal attorney would have pretty much jumped on that, and I would have really wanted to know about that. Any normal person would. Instead, as we can see at this point in time, he was more interested in suing me for $28,000 for their wholehearted miscommunication, full-blown negligence, criminal activity as far as I'm concerned, racketeering, just stealing money. They claimed that they changed their accounting system over during COVID. They manipulated the system. He was well aware of it because of the letters that Maureen, the interoffice letters that Maureen Bellany.
So here we go. Let me ask you a question. Ready?
Yeah.
There's a prepare counterclaim by Dale Robinson on 2/11/2021. Preparing a counterclaim. Did you ever see that?
A counterclaim for what?
I guess you were counterclaiming. Or is he counterclaiming you? How is that an expense of yours if you've never seen it? Conference with Ken for $422. Reading an email from Ken. Okay, that's a lot of money. Research, $300. Research, $375.
Yes, the questions I have on that research, that research is research on what? Reading paperwork?
Here we go.
Had him?
Here we go. Special defenses and counterclaim, $975. What did you get to? What do you have to show for that?
Nothing.
So it's an answer to a suit you were named in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then special defenses, which means virtually nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
That was just between him and their lawyer,
did you
without my knowledge.
Did you
I
see
also-
a counter? Have you ever seen a counterclaim?
No.
Okay.
He was he constantly said to me that he likes to work alone.
Was there a motion to
And-
strike? Was there a motion to strike in in February of 21?
I believe so.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
Okay, so if you're the expert on what you guys do, and he has no interest in, right? I'm just curious about. Here's conference with Ken and his two family members, $475 or $487.50. Here's another one.
His conference with Ken and two family members. That conference took place the night I went to pay him for him to cancel out the old account and give me the paperwork. He never wrote anything down. Their credit card machine was in another room,
Okay.
and
Okay.
they were running my credit cards,
Okay.
both credit cards, one through, which is my personal debit cards
Uh-huh.
of Westfield Bank, and
So he billed you $8,600 in February of 2021, and what do you have to show for it? Very little, right?
February of 2021, on February 2nd of 2021, I had called up and I had paid over the internet on his credit cards
Mm-hmm.
the amount of $2,000,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that was going towards paying the old bill off that he was suing me about,
Mm-hmm.
which he should have closed out.
Mm-hmm.
I had contacted him because I said I tried to run another $2,000 to pay you off, which I shouldn't have paid no interest on.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been a straight $5,000 bill, but
Right.
they took it upon themselves to, for him to do whatever he wanted to do. The
Okay.
bill on January 13, 2021 was approximately, previous bill as shown, was $5,550.48. That was for file number GE151268. He should have that immediately have closed that account out and gave me all my paperwork back, the whole case. Okay, so what he added on to that was $850.17 of interest for a total amount of that bill, which bills are paid in 30-day increments, not 10-day increments. And he was paid $6,404.60 because my cards are in increments of $2,000 increments at a time. At that point in time, right then and there.
So hold on. Let me ask you a question about KeyBank. What can you tell me about them?
KeyBank is not my bank. KeyBank is where the trust funds are supposedly kept from him.
Okay, KeyBank is a huge red flag. So, okay.
Why is KeyBank a huge red flag?
Talk to Pamela Hodusky. I'll introduce you.
Well, KeyBank is supposedly his bank, and that's where he keeps the trust fund money.
Well, how come you don't have the balance of the KeyBank here, and you have the balance of his own accounting, but not the balance of the bank?
Because that's illegal what he's doing. The balance of what is supposedly my money.
You have to show the actual transactions, right?
Yeah.
And the dates.
This is where he is misdealing trust funds.
Okay. I hear you. Because the balance, when you gave him $6,000, he showed 4,900, and I heard the whole testimony.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you sent 3 payments of $2,000, I think he missed 2 of them. I'm not sure.
Yes. So on the first day I had said on 2/2.
So where are the statements from KeyBank?
I don't have the statements. KeyBank is not my bank.
No, but he won't reveal to you the bank's account agreement, the bank statements, because it has other clients in it, right?
Yep.
Okay,
The
but
clients are supposed to be.
he can't prove on his end deposits you made or you didn't make. But you have your bank statements, which show everything.
My bank statements, and I have them.
And you showed them to him, right?
Yep.
Okay, so the problem here is that his accounting software doesn't jive with the actual payments.
Correct.
Okay, so that's fraud. That's accounting fraud. That's probably racketeering. Probably.
Yep.
But, you know, reserve judgment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here he goes. Routing number, 99. Account name, 99. Account number, 99. That's false. Payment, 999. That's false. There's a lot of false stuff on the bill that is generated by the ladies in his office who were supposed to come to court and are in contempt of court, right?
Yeah, well, they might have been there that day, but we don't know that yet. We will not know that.
Okay. Okay.
If they don't come with him on...
Okay, we're at 39 minutes, so are we almost there? What do you think? You need more? How much more time do you think?
I need to explain what took place on the day that I went there and with my 2 family members.
Okay.
Those 2 family members that were with me is my son-in-law's mom.
Okay.
And dad. They're both electrical experts.
Okay.
Because his dad has 30 years experience in the electrical field.
Okay.
And his mom Barbara, her father owned Lewis Electric here in Connecticut.
Okay.
He's passed away now. Okay. They're both very knowledgeable. So when we went over there that night, it was to discuss with him that I wanted my payment from them on my electrical that I put in that building, which was mine, and that's in the lease agreement.
Mm-hmm.
That I do own that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing that was done correctly in the building where there was
Okay.
a permit to have it done. Plus, it does belong to me. It's my electrical. Okay? And he kept arguing with us as to what the net worth of that electrical was.
Okay.
When that electrical was first put in the end of 2004, going into 2005,
Mm-hmm.
that cost me approximately $52,000 to have that put in.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
With the panels and everything. Okay?
Wow. Yep.
It was the landlord's job to have a 200 amp service.
These things
with
are hardwired? These things
What?
are hardwired?
Yes, it's all called, yeah.
Okay.
It's all hardwired.
Okay. So it's not plug on plug. You can change the plug and someone else can use it. It's basically permanent.
No, that was all hardwired right out to the transformer on the
On the pole.
left-hand side of the building.
Okay.
I had to go over two units.
Well,
to
did you
get
have
into my
200 amp service or like 500 amp service? What was the service?
That service there was for